everyone. This is Pam Reese with Adventures in Aging, and I'm here with my really good friend,
Gary Vandenberg. Pam, another week, another
Here we
topic.
are.
Great. How exciting.
Yes. And first of all, per usual, I just want to thank all of our listeners for sharing, for tuning into our podcast, and for rating us in a really good way. We appreciate each and every one of you and ask you to just continue to do so.
And again, thank you to our sponsor, Stridelight. Stridelight.net provides quality diabetic shoes, custom inserts, foot orthotics, AFOs, and other lower extremity product needs. Been around for over 20 years. Great commitment to exceptional customer service, quality products. Stridelight.net. Ask your doctor or podiatrist about them.
Perfect. So, are you interested in what we're going to talk about today?
Oh, yes. It's always like, what are we going to talk about this week?
Right. It's so off the cuff. So today we're going to venture into the question, would you rather?
Would I rather?
Would you rather?
Do one thing or the other type of thing.
That's right.
And okay, well, this will be interesting.
So as we all know, would you rather is sort of a typical party game or a conversation type of icebreaker.
Right.
And we have actually been asked some would you rather questions.
Oh, good.
And so in listening to those questions, why not? Why not venture into the would you rather?
As long as we're having fun doing it, that's all I care about.
So it's always a dilemma, right, between two supposedly good options, and you have to choose what is important to you.
Okay, I'm probably more aware of this than doing it, so this should be interesting as we dive into this.
And also know that as we age, as we get older, our options or our choices will most likely change. We probably don't have the would you rather at 20 answer as we do today.
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Gary, here I go. Would you rather be a kid your whole life or an adult your whole life?
A kid or an adult? I think probably an adult. I think just adults are probably a little bit more in control of the world and situations.
Yeah, I would hate to be a kid my whole life. We all look forward to being 18, 21.
I remember being picked on. I'd be running my whole life.
You would have people after you your whole entire life when you're 80.
I don't need that.
I agree.
Well, let me see. I've got one here. Would you rather live another 100 years with your body in the state of perfect health, another 100 years, perfect health, or just age normally?
I think definitely I would love to live another 100 years if my body stayed the same. However, it hasn't stayed the same in like 20.
Which they asked this 20 years ago, right?
Right. But if I could be of good mind and good health and maybe even look the same way I do today, right. I would absolutely pick live another 100.
My answer would be just accept life and grow old and die.
Well, you're okay with that. You're okay with living in a nursing home. You're okay with all that.
I'm on the ride, the roller coaster.
All right. So here's mine for you, which is similar. Would you rather live 100 years to be 100 years old or live to be 500 years old?
500 years. Now think what happened 500 years ago. Think what happened 5 years ago.
We don't want to be around.
I don't want to be around. 500 years from now, who knows? We're like floating in space or something.
Too much for us to learn that we don't want to learn.
Too much to learn. Yeah, we've given up learning on, 5 years is good. 500 is a little bit long.
Right.
Here's a good one. Would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with someone who talks incessantly?
I would rather be stuck with someone who talks incessantly.
Oh, you would?
Yes. Why would you want to be alone?
See, I think there's a difference between being alone and lonely. I've always thought that. There's a lot of people that get along with themselves. How's that sound?
So everyone loves some alone time.
Right.
So if it's like 3 days, that's great. Can this person maybe show up a week later?
And I've got some relatives and friends that never stop talking. And that's only for a brief amount of time.
But if you're on a big island, you can maybe venture to the other side.
You'd still hear them. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Well, I'd still rather have company. Okay. Would you rather be able to change people's hearts or change people's minds?
Wow.
Right?
Wow, that's deep.
That's deep.
That's a good one. You know what I think? What comes to my mind? Probably changing people's hearts.
I agree.
And do you know why? It's because I've been trying to change people's minds my whole life, and it hasn't worked. So
You'll never change.
I might as well go the other route for a while.
And for me, being in healthcare, I always talk about you can teach skill, but you can never teach a warm, kind, caring heart.
Yeah, or attitude at times too. That's for
right.
Sure. Good. Okay, let's see the next one. Would you rather be too busy or too bored?
Too busy. I never want to be bored.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people like that, laying on the couch all day, doing nothing, watching.
Not me.
Yeah, I got to be business. I think busy, it just has to be that sense of accomplishment too.
Yeah, I need things to do. Not that I don't enjoy some of that downtime, but as a general rule, I would much rather be busy.
Good. I hope our listeners, as we're talking, please, be thinking about these topics too. They're really interesting out there. They're a little deeper than normal.
Yeah. Okay, Gary. Would you rather have an exciting but dangerous life or a boring but meaningful life?
Right off the top of my head, probably boring and meaningful. They'd have a bigger impact in the world, I guess, or the world around me. So.
Okay.
How about you?
I don't want a dangerous life. Right? I mean,
I think of Tom Cruise. Doesn't he do his own stunts? Did you know that?
Oh, I've heard that, but I think he broke his foot.
Yeah, he breaks different
he breaks
things.
Stuff.
And it's kind of dangerous too.
Yeah, I don't want to break stuff. I want an exciting and meaningful life. So my option isn't even part of the question.
Okay, you've made up your own answer
I did.
between this. It probably violates some of the rules of
I
the would
did.
you rather approach. Okay, let's see what the next one might be. Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death? Boy, that's a flip of a coin, isn't it?
I don't want to know either.
You want to just be surprised when
I want to be totally surprised.
Have you had near-death experiences, like when you turn your head and here's a semi coming through the car and those kinds of things?
No, I just want to go to sleep and not wake up and not ever know. But imagine if, your death is 2035. How do you? Maybe you live a really meaningful life.
Yeah, that's what I put. That's how I respond in my mind. Is I'd rather know, the date there, because then you kind of plan ahead. Hey, you got 3 years. Hey, you got 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, whatever it might be.
And then if your cause of death was like a heart attack, wouldn't you think every single day, here it is, the chest pain, here I'm dying today. I don't want to know that. Yeah.
It sounds like on death row, doesn't it? Don't they have kind of to know when they're gonna?
Yes.
Unless there's the governor comes in and says,
you have a stay
of execution or something. And that's again, if part of the date there is maybe it would change. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. Yeah. That one, I just don't even want to know anything. Okay. Your turn.
My turn. Would you rather be able to see noises or hear colors? See noises or hear colors. Now, that's kind of a wild one, isn't it?
I would rather hear colors. I think that could be very beautiful and very serene, right? And isn't it true that proclaimed psychics, they see auras and colors? Yeah. I don't know that they hear them.
I don't. I've had some weird, when I go to the dentist, when they hit stuff, I see different colors. Isn't that wild? Do you have your eyes closed at the dentist? You probably do, right?
Yeah, but I've never seen a color.
Yeah, they hit it, and I get these circles.
You got a weird nerve thing going on.
Oh, for sure.
So let's just talk about this. Like purple, what would that sound like?
No, what would purple sound like?
Yeah.
It's funny. Yesterday I saw a purple car, and I said to my wife, who buys purple cars? I buy cars because they're on the lot, and I say, I need that car. But I would never buy a purple car. Would you buy a purple car?
No, I would never buy a purple car. But if I had to pick a sound, I think deep purple would be a loud sound, and I think lavender would be soft music.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Okay. I stick with earth tones there on that one.
Okay. Would you rather hear good news? Or the bad news first. Everyone, do you want the good news or the bad news?
I like the bad news first. Isn't that something?
I agree.
Get it over with. Maybe it's not
done.
as bad as you think. People say, the bad news is, Joe isn't showing up to the meeting. Well, so what?
Who cares?
Who cares about that bad news?
Did you ever notice that a lot of times the bad news is not
life-altering? Is there something about, worrying that, most of the things you worry about never happen, and the things that do happen, you have no control over anyways.
Right.
Right. So it's kind of that same thing. Good news, bad news. Just deal with it, I guess.
I agree.
Here's one that I don't think there is a good answer. Would you rather always feel nauseous or always feel dizzy?
Neither. I mean, do I have to choose?
Yeah.
Are these a thing where you have to choose?
Yeah. You know, would you rather be about to throw up, or would you like to be spinning around and hitting the walls and hanging on to the bed or something? What, you know, people that drink too much, don't they end up spinning like that?
Oh, I'm just. So if someone said to me, "You must pick one," I would say nauseous. I don't want to be in a perpetual state of dizzy and spacey.
Well, that's what I would choose. I would choose dizzy and spacey. I don't know. I think when I was little, we used to like spin around in our yard and get dizzy. It must have been our fun thing to do.
Why do kids do that? Because there's really not a fun thing about
no drugs, I guess.
It's not a fun thing about being dizzy.
It is. Actually, at minor league baseball games, they do that. They spin around and then they try to run down. It's one of those between the inning things they do, and it's hilarious. People run right into each other and fall down and things.
Would you do that today? Would you participate?
No, probably
Okay.
not.
All right.
That would be a choice there.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Would you rather have an itch that you physically cannot reach, or have a song that is stuck in your head that you cannot get out?
An itch or a song stuck in your head. So I think the song stuck in my head, only because I would work it into different conversations. You know, I'd work it into, and when I meet somebody, I'd sing the little song, or policeman pulls me over in the car, I'd probably sing the little song to
Because
him.
it's always in your head. But we've all had those songs stuck in our head.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? Over and over. I don't find that so bad.
That's not as bad as not physically able to itch something. I guess
that would just drive you crazy. I would definitely rather hear the song for sure.
Good. Okay. Would you rather go through life unable to forget anything ever, or go through life unable to remember anything?
So we all have things in life that you just want to forget. And then as time passes, you're so thankful you forgot it, and then something reminds you later. But I think it'd be awful to not remember anything.
Oh, yeah. I would choose the unable to forget anything. Think
Me
about
too.
like Jeopardy. You know, I'd probably be on these game shows and stuff. Wouldn't that be great?
No,
you'd win them all, right?
You would win every single game show because you wouldn't forget.
Right. You'd be like the smartest person that you would know.
And you would be the annoyance at work.
Oh, yeah.
Right? In those meetings. Who remembers? Oh, Gary does.
Ask him. He remembers what he did on Tuesday, 12 years ago. Yeah.
You'd be the guy saying,
you
remember?
There are some people on, that have special gifts like that, autistic kids and special need kids, and they're amazing. My wife worked with one that had sports cards, and this kid knew every stat on every card. It was incredible. So they do exist. It's a wonderful gift.
It's what would you say? It's a virtue in some cases.
Oh, absolutely. You just have to find, your gift there and work it.
Right. Okay. Would you rather go through life unable to forget anything? Oh, we just said that. So sorry, Gary. I do this, right? Would you rather have a huge imagination or a photographic memory?
Yeah, I think it's similar to the last question in the sense that, I think you could probably help more people if you had a photographic memory. I do. I think if you could see things, remember things, and plus I have what like short-term memory. It's one of those kind of things. People give me the passwords to get out of like our nursing homes and things. Here's the numbers: 423 star. By the time I walk to the door, I've forgotten. 423 star.
So, like passwords. Do you remember all your passwords, or are you that guy that has one password for every single thing?
No, I have them on miscellaneous. In fact, I was thinking about that this morning. I've got them in like 50 little sheets of paper, little sizes and things. And, and I can't hardly read my handwriting.
No.
And recently, I swear every time I go on like Yahoo, I've got Yahoo Mail, it's saying, you need to redo your thing, right? Well, it sends a message to my wife. So the other day she goes, are you having problems? Because I'm getting messages like every day that you don't know your passwords anymore.
You're going, no, I'm just not changing it.
Yeah, and if you use different computers, it's always asking.
It's an awful thing. So I find myself using the same exact password all the time for every single thing. But then inevitably that one thing shows up that I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, the next one here is, would you rather always say everything on your mind? Always say everything on your mind or never speak again?
We could be in a really dangerous place if you said everything on your mind.
I chose that. I really think that would be the...
I mean, think of what would come out of your mouth inappropriately.
Yeah. Lots of things do.
Lots of things.
But
right?
sitting there silent, haven't you sat in a meeting or something, or you're just biting your tongue going,
how many times do you really have an opinion?
Everybody has an opinion all the time.
But it's not the place or the time to say it.
Yeah, those are smart people. The ones that don't say anything, those are the smart ones.
Right, but I'm going to agree with you. I would rather say everything on my mind.
Wow.
Okay. Would you rather lose your keys or your cell phone?
My keys or my cell phone, right?
Yeah, I know what mine is.
I was looking at my car keys, thinking about that. I'd probably rather lose my keys because I don't do much with keys anymore.
No, I'm good with losing my keys. Isn't that awful? But you lose your cell phone, you lose your life.
Well, I don't know.
And I have.
There's probably a way to find all that stuff, couldn't you?
I have lost my cell phone before and instantly went into a panic.
Oh.
Re-stepping my whereabouts, asking people, going to security. It's awful.
Now I've got a good side note here. What do they call that? So I'm sitting in a coffee shop this morning, and the guy next to me, he gets a phone call, and it's from somebody that found somebody's phone that his number's on it. Right? Isn't that weird? It said, "Hey, I found this phone on the side of the road, and your name's popped up." Right? So then what was interesting was he says, "Well, thank you. I'll make sure that person, gets her phone." Well, then Pandora's box opened up, right?
Yeah.
This was her work phone that was supposed to be secure. So how did she get that? How did this guy even see the number?
Okay, security broke.
Then he calls her somehow through somebody else, and she says that was, must have been on the car my husband was driving, right?
What?
And so he's going, that's the company car. Why is he driving the company's car?
Oh, now this led down a bad path.
Oh, my gosh. It got worse, worse and worse. And he's talking then to the boss saying,
what?
Susie lost her phone that's not secure from the car that her husband was driving.
Oh, and now you have the teller. You have the person that had to go tell on her, right? I have issues with. Can't we just keep some things to ourselves?
She probably wishes she lost her keys today instead of her
sure.
phone. Oh, my gosh. But she did get her phone back, so that was nice. Let's see. The next one, would you rather lose all of the money you've earned this year or lose all of the memories you've gained this year?
Well, I don't have a ton of memories for this year that is fabulous.
I think we're all in agreement. Let's forget those memories.
I let the memories go. I'll start new ones.
I really thought on like January 1st, there'd be like this mass hypnosis. They'd get everybody on, look at the television. We're going to forget all of 2020.
Right.
And just wipe it out. And it was a happy year, but forget it, so we could just go on.
Yeah, I'm really good with losing all the memories from last year. Let's just move on. Okay, would you rather have the power to travel back in time or forward in time?
Oh, back in time or forward in time? I think back in time, only because I would try to fix things.
Why do you want to relive the past?
We'll try to fix things, if you're there again.
Do you have impact?
Yeah,
in your mind?
In my mind, I would have impact to try to fix things or, predict things coming up or something like that. I don't know, forward in time? You probably pick forward in time.
I think I would like to go forward in time and then change stuff that I saw I didn't like. Right?
Are you coming back then? You're bouncing back?
No, I'm bouncing back and forth. Okay. I'm coming back to my original life and taking steps to change.
4 years from now, something amazing is going to happen.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
That's something. Okay, next one. Would you rather be able to see other people's future or your own? See, it kind of ties in with that same one.
It does tie in, and I'm just going to say I would rather see my own.
Oh, your own future.
I don't care about other people's futures, do you?
Yes, that's what I would choose.
Why?
I think it'd be a lot more interesting than my.
But what if you could have the impact, as we said, to change?
Oh, no. I think it'd be fascinating to sit here and go, wow, that's interesting. So
it's useless information, Gary. That is useless information unless you're going to have people pay you to tell them.
Well, that's called a psychic. Maybe I start Gary's Psychic Network.
I think there are people that do that.
Well, here's kind of an offshoot also. This weekend, we adopted a new cat. Our cat had
a feral cat.
But it came with a psychic, believe it or not. The woman who dropped it off, she can't care for the pet anymore, but she can. She said she'll stay in touch through her pet psychic.
Come on. And you mean just randomly in front of your house?
No.
Oh.
This was through like Facebook. People know people and said, we were looking for a new cat. And this woman had a cat. And the weird thing is it has the same name as our past cat. But we have to treat it differently.
She already knew.
Well, I don't know.
This is your past cat reincarnated.
All I know is it came with a pet psychic. So, in a couple of weeks here, we have to, I guess, call up the pet psychic and get the feedback on how it's going with the cat.
See if the cat likes you. See what the cat would like different.
Now,
you don't feed the cat right.
Now, I know it's totally off our topic here, but this cat is huge. This is the biggest cat I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was going to be a little tiny cat because that's who disappeared, that cat. This cat must weigh 25 pounds. It's the biggest cat in the world.
Oh, my God, like a little tiger.
Yeah, and next thing you know, last night it's on the foot of my bed. It's down there.
And it feels like a big dog at the
It feels like a rock is down there, yeah.
Oh, but he loves you
already. The first night, this cat's roaming around. It was kind of freaking out. It was seeing like things in our house that were probably ghosts or something.
It's the psychic.
Yeah, it was
telling. Maybe the psychic is telling the cat to case out your house.
There you go.
And then subliminal psychicness or psychic waves.
I see it. Yeah.
Going back to the psychic. Hey, just saw a diamond ring in the top drawer.
It was kind of a scary the first night out. It was a little scary because it was kind of like hissing and making noises and seeing things.
Okay, I'm gonna have to follow up with the cat and you. I think there's some more to come on this. All right. Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Right. I think I've already lost that ability to read. So. People used to read books. I still know people that read books, but don't most people read like paragraphs? They look at the computer, their phone, and you're reading like the shortest little.
Well, you're looking for the cliff notes.
Yeah, let's get to the story here.
But, Gary, I know many, many people who love to read.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's ferocious. We call them ferocious readers. Right?
They're ferocious readers.
Yeah. But, the idea of ability not to speak, I think that would really affect communicating with others.
So if you didn't have the ability to read, you would have no knowledge.
Well, pictures. Lots of people can't read, in our society.
Oh.
So
then there's that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. That's, I probably more than we think.
Okay.
Can't read. Okay. The next one would be, would you rather never be rejected ever again, or never fail again?
Well, the right answer, to be correct, the right answer would be to never be rejected again, because failure leads to successes.
Right. That's right. The only time I learn anything, I've said this a few times, is when something's going horribly wrong. That's when I start learning stuff.
Yeah. But the truth is, for me, I would rather not fail again.
Oh, you'd rather not fail?
Yeah. I've already learned lessons. Do I really have to learn more?
Rejection's kind of a tough thing, isn't it?
Rejection is awful.
It's kind of out of your control when somebody says no. It's like,
yeah. Do you like me? No.
No. But yeah, I'm interviewing for a job. Oh no. Yeah.
But don't you kind of wish they just said it that way? Let's just take a moment. Yeah. Yeah, how many times do you hear of people that go for a job interview? They really want it. They're super excited. They go through the 3 interviews. They think they're a shoo-in. They got it.
Right.
They have that final interview. And then the person calls them 4 days later and says,
no,
we went another direction.
Yeah, we went the other direction.
What direction?
Away
from you.
It was interesting. This may be motivational, may not be. But I interviewed somebody one time and I said, basically, you don't have the skills.
Oh.
You got a great attitude, great approach. I see you really want this job, but you don't have the experience. That person came back 3 years later with the experience.
Wow.
And hired her. I said, I can't believe this. I recognize your name.
You made an impact when you said it.
She goes, I went out and I got a different job and took that and learned or volunteered, whatever, and came back 3 years later. And
wow.
said, you got the job now.
Now that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
It's not so positive when you think you have the job, went through the 4 interviews, and that person says, no.
Oh, I can relate to that.
Right. No, you're not the one. All right. Would you rather live in a future where people take everything too seriously, or a future where people don't take anything seriously? Could you imagine? Where's that world?
I think that's what we live in right now.
We're there.
We're there right now.
Nobody takes anything seriously.
I think I'd rather be in that too serious world, right?
Really?
I think. Don't you think?
No.
It's a little bit. Society has to have some kind of structure rather than.
Yeah, but why would you want to be around people that are too serious?
The other place all I could think about was like a vacation on some island where everyone's just running around drunk and acting crazy. That's the don't take anything seriously kind of.
I don't know. I envision back to the job. Hey, you didn't get the job. Oh, really? That's okay.
We're not taking anything seriously.
Yeah, I don't care. There's more that'll reject me.
There you go. That would be a good line to try.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Here's the next one. Would you rather be stronger than average or smarter than average?
I would rather be smarter than average.
Oh, you would be?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so would I. I don't know what value being stronger would be these days.
What would be the value? Hey, look at me.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, what do you go to the fairs and like lifting logs?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do?
I think I've pushed wheelbarrows of mulch recently, and I wish I was a little stronger than average after a couple hours of that.
I would rather be smarter for sure.
Definitely, and then helping others. I think that comes out in some of these questions here. All right.
Okay. Would you rather have an endless amount of energy or an endless amount of money? Oh, think about that, Gary.
That's deep. What comes to mind is people that are older, and I've met people, you have too, that are millionaires, and they don't have their health. And they would give you every penny they had to get one more day of their life.
Yes, and they're in deep depression.
But the answer is money, by the way.
Okay. So what with being depressed? Right? So what with your health?
Die anyway, so might as well die rich than have a lot of energy. Yeah.
No, you could do anything you wanted those last couple days.
Oh, yeah. Live it up.
All right.
Not take things too seriously, I guess. Right?
Got it.
All right, next one. Would you rather have a peaceful existence where you never had to worry about the troubles of life, or live a more normal life full of risk and challenges?
I would rather definitely have the normal life with the risk and the challenge, even though just off the cuff, oh yeah, I'd love to have the peaceful existence, but I don't think we grow without the risk and the challenge.
That's exactly what I was thinking. How do you get better if there's no pushback? How does that sound?
Right.
In your life, right?
Right. I agree.
And so, all right. Let me see.
All right. Would you rather eat a piece of food that was really healthy for you, but tasted horrible, or eat something that tasted great but was bad for you?
Well, that's easy.
It's so easy.
Easy. Why is it easy for you?
Because I'm going to eat stuff that tastes great. And if it's bad for me, whoops.
Oh yeah. My new strategy now is maybe if I eat less of the bad stuff. I mean, if let's say it's a cheeseburger and it's all greasy, what if I threw like half of it away? Isn't that similar to kind of like eating half as much? There has to be some kind of a formula involved.
I think that there is some justification in different things you do.
But
only to you though.
Oh, I think it was your husband, Jason, once said to me, he says, you can't out-exercise what you eat, right? Do you believe that?
Yeah, I think people have different metabolisms, right? Yeah. I think, don't you know people that can eat anything and they do not gain weight? Yeah.
That's going to be in one of our future podcasts, by the way, whether they're genetically designed that way.
No, that's an interesting topic to discuss.
Isn't that something? But,
yes.
But I was thinking recently, I was looking at like a Snickers bar. So they have like 300 calories. If you go out and jog, you have to jog like 3 miles.
You do.
45 minutes.
Yep.
50 minutes to get one Snickers bar to balance out.
That's correct.
Isn't it just crazy?
No, that's a great topic to dive into for a podcast.
Okay. The next one, would you rather have more time or more money?
Some of these are very similar.
Well, now we're back to time and money. See,
more time. I mean, more money.
Yeah,
more money will give me more time.
Live it up.
I'm living it up. In fact, when you have more money, you don't care about the time.
Time means nothing.
Right.
At that point.
Okay. Would you rather win the lottery? Or live twice as long?
I think I'd rather win the lottery.
Me too. I mean, do you really want to be 140?
No, but I do. I think it'd be fun to win the lottery because then there's something in my mind that thinks you're so smart. That guy's so smart,
But let's take a minute on this one. My husband and I actually had this conversation a few days ago. So when you win the lottery, that might be a burden. Everybody knows, right? Everybody knows you're a millionaire now. You've got every charity, every person calling you. Every relative, relatives you didn't know you had. And now you're in a moral dilemma, right? Do I give? Do I save? Do I keep?
Well, here's how you overcome that. I've thought about this for years, so I'm about to share it with the audience and you.
Okay.
See, what I would do is I would have just a weird party, like, October 12th at, 6:00, we're having a little party at our house. And invite everybody that's kind of a significant person in your life. Right?
And they say, what's the party about?
You just say, we're having a get-together. If you show up, you get the money. If you don't show up, you're out.
Oh.
And you don't tell them.
Are you giving them all your money?
No.
Like $10 per person?
Yeah. Parking, whatever. But if somebody... So let's say you invited 20 people and 10 show up, right?
Right.
You get them all in your house and you lock the door or something. And you just say, guess what? I've got a surprise. I won, $100 million in the lottery and I'm going to give each of you $1 million. All right.
Oh.
And those that didn't show up, I guess they had other things that were a bigger priority than hanging out with
So note to our listeners, should you get invited to an obscure party, please go.
Absolutely.
Because there's money coming.
Right. Don't you ever show up at a party hoping that's the reason?
No, I never even thought. No. I mean,
I'm always looking around. Where's the
gift? Never. Who does that?
We'll try it sometime.
All right, but now I will.
Okay.
Oh,
all
my
right,
gosh.
the next one. Would you rather lose your vision or your hearing?
Oh, this makes me feel sad for those that don't have either. Lose my vision or my hearing? Oh, goodness. I would probably lose my hearing.
I would too. Yes, it would be it's a challenging world, I'm sure, on both. But, just the idea of having difficulty seeing is just not something.
Yes, and I'm thinking of those I know that don't have either. Their other senses kick in and they live fabulous lives.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then the last one here, I'll just say it. Would you rather have X-ray vision or magnified hearing? See, it's tied in with that.
Now, this is tough because do you really want magnified hearing? You would hear voices in your head all the time.
I'm thinking, they used to have that little wand you could point at people at. Did you ever see that? It was like the super whisperer.
Oh.
And you'd sit in a cafe and you'd aim your pen over and you could hear what they're
conversation?
Yeah, hear the conversation at the
You're
next.
kind of a conversation voyeur.
Right.
Or X-ray. I don't want X-ray vision.
See, I'd rather have X-ray vision. In movies, it's always like they're looking through walls, they're looking through clothes, whatever it is that they're looking for.
What do you expect to see?
What do I expect to see?
Yeah.
Well, like tumblers in a safe in a bank, how to open the bank safe, those kind of weird things. Or
Whoa.
What's behind the wall.
This could take you into a life of crime.
Easy.
No, Gary, think about it.
Or being a superhero. It's one of the two.
Oh, let's do superhero. Well, this was a lot of fun, right?
It was a lot of. They're all over the place.
They're all over the place.
I hope our listeners enjoyed that.
I as well. Well, Gary, we're coming to the end. And per usual, it's been a joy being with you today, and you always make me laugh. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends. We appreciate each and every one of our listeners. Thank you. See you next week.